Taking his time, looking at the problem, studying it, trying to find the most sufficient way of doing this. I would say a more balancey route on these big slopers. This is his second climb. Those yin yang holds are quite slopey on this angle of the wall. The white part of them is no text. It's a no texture surface. The black part is the only textured surface. Going with a different approach this time rather than just extending to that. It doesn't look like a pinch, it's like a crimp. Downward crimp. And jumping for that last hold. And that's a top for Sulaiman. Amazing climbing by Sulaiman, representing Saudi Arabia. Welcoming you here again in the IFSC Asian Cup, Riyadh 2023. This is the men boulder qualification. We had a full week of events here. Started with speed climbing at the beginning of the week. Then we followed it up with the lead qualification for women and men. Yesterday we had our semifinals and finals for the lead, with full dominance by the Japanese team on the podium for the top 3 spots for both women and men. And earlier today we had our women boulder qualification, and here we are at the men boulder qualification. Tomorrow we'll be having our semifinals and finals for the boulder qualification, both women and men. Quite sunny, so it might be a bit hard for you guys to see the holds, so we'll try our best to play around with the cameras to get the best angle that we can for you guys to see these athletes sending these routes. Next climber, we will be having Ali representing Jordan on the first problem. In the shades, it's a bit windy. I mean, the whole weather is a bit windy. The sun is quite warm, but once you get in the shades, it gets a bit chilly. So, sort of great conditions for climbing. Ali heading to the wall, starting his flash attempt for problem 1 and boulder 1. Calm start so far, managing to reach that zone crimp. You've seen Sulaiman going for a heel hook on that crimp on the left, then only reaching to the crimp on the top. One of the ways to make sure that you have enough force and he slips on that sloper, yet you need to keep a lot of friction on those yin yang slopers, the white and black slopers, for them not to slip. So one of the ways for a climber or an athlete, it looks like for them to generate enough force pushing upwards to press against the crimp that's pointing downwards. The yellow one after the zone hold, and we've seen Suleiman doing it by having his heel in that big side crimp, which made him generate enough force upward to push against that downward crimp. Ali starting again, but going down again. Haven't started in the right way, maybe. There he goes. Easy reach to the zone hold, which he already got first place, and standing to that downward crimp differently than Suleiman, just going for that small foot jib and reaches to the top in his third try. Okay, great climb by Ali from Jordan. Still got 2 minutes on the clock. Sunny and bright day here in Riyadh City. Seconds to go for our next set of climbers. And we're having our next set of climbers on the mats. Bharath, representing India, eyeing that first problem. And Suleiman, representing Saudi Arabia, at the second problem. Bharath starting his climb, not wasting too much time in the reading. He dialed it in, reaching to that zone hold, and just shooting to that and directly to the top hole, skipping that downward crimp. Easy top for Bharath, representing India. Sort of a beta break. Not as intended beta. We're having Suleiman here with a jump start to that big blue sloper, getting that zone hold. Second blue sloper on that tilted wall, and just falling while having the switch feet over there. These big blue slopers aren't comfortable at all. They depend big time on the friction rather than the grip itself. Sleman. You've already got these moves dialed in. Just have to execute them again with full confidence and full commitment. One last move to the top and just going for it. Easy and an easy top by Sleman representing Saudi Arabia. And we still have 2 minutes and 10 seconds on the clock. But great climbing so far by everyone. In a bit, we'll be having our next set of climbers. While the angle of the sun just tilts up a bit more, we get a bit more clear view of the wall. The first problem depends a lot on the thrust in these slopers, or on the balance on the slopers. These dual texture slopers aren't that great. Even though it's a vertical wall, but with these slopers it feels more like a slab. So it requires a lot of thrust and work for the climber and the athlete, and to be able to generate enough pressure for you to hold and to climb through these crims, especially to the one pointing downwards, the downward crimp, generating enough force to push against it with only 2 thumbs maybe. It's quite demanding. But as we saw just now, Baharath breaking the beta and going directly to the end hole and skipping that downward crimp. Might save a lot of time, might save a lot of effort. Our next set of climbers are heading on the mats right now. On problem 1, we're having Trengchi Shoji from Hong Kong. Problem 2, we're having Ali representing Jordan. Ali had a top for his first problem. Everyone, it's not that the camera is not clean. I can see you guys in the comments. The sun is hitting directly through the lens, so it's causing us to have these small reflections. Please bear with us till the sun just having a different angle a bit. Shoji going for that press for the downward crimp. Going to that small foothold and a flash top for Shoji here. We're seeing Ali here. And amazing climbing by Ali also. Topping that route just now. Route 2 or problem 2. And still 3 minutes on the clock. Excuse me. Apologies to everyone. It's not that we're not aware of it. We are aware of it, but the sun is setting directly above the boulder wall, just hitting the lens of the cameras. So far, for all the climbers that we had so far, all of them topped these routes. Different methods of reaching to the top, different betas, and I wonder if that would make the route setters for the semifinals to rethink their problems. We still have a lot of strong climbers coming through the list, and I'm 100% sure that a lot of them will be breaking betas. I mean, hopefully. It only tells you that how high of a level of climbing these climbers are at. Amazing climbers are yet to come. Amazing climbers we've seen already. And earlier today we did have our women boulder qualification, which was a great session also. A minute to go for our next set of climbers. Welcoming all 95 of you here to the IFSC Asian Cup Riyadh 2023 men boulder qualification. Earlier we had the women boulder qualification, and yes, I do know that you cannot see. We are doing our best. We did clear up the lenses, but again, the sun is hitting directly through the lenses, which is causing this reflection. But we will try our best once the climber's on the wall to focus on him without having this sun reflection affect the climb or the recording. And our next set of climbers are on the mats. On problem 1, we have Zuhair representing Saudi Arabia, one of my closest friends, to be honest. Then on problem 2, we are having Bharath representing India. Problem 3, we're having Suleiman representing Saudi Arabia. Zuhair getting on the wall on the first problem, and Bharath starting his looks like that was a wrong start for Zuhair. Going back again. Bharath with an easy top. A quick top for Bharath and an easy top for him. We're seeing Zuhair here. Suleiman is climbing his third problem. Looks like in the third problem you have a hand jam, a crack. And they're barely making it to that crimp on the side. Hey everyone, great to have you here. Sorry for the camera lenses. We did clean them, but these are like micro dusts inside the lens itself, or at the back side of the lens. The sun is hitting really hard through the lenses, so we're trying our best we did our best in cleaning them. Just waiting for the sun to just lower a bit more so you can get over this reflection of the sun inside the lenses. Suleiman eyeing that problem. And Zahir going again. Here you can see Suleiman going those big discs on the wall on an overhang with a crack, using that 2 green volumes, hand jamming that crack for a better position. And here we can see Zuhair trying to jump for the last move and just falling a bit short. Suleiman falling also from that problem. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Zuhair getting back up the wall, but then just a foot slip over there. Again on the wall. He's going really slow this time, trying to make each move as perfect as he can. And Suleiman on the right hand side, climbing already, reaching to that crack on the wall. You can see Zuhair here trying to have that heel hook. Same method that Suleiman did at the beginning. And Suleiman just falling off the crack. And Zuhair topping problem 1. Great climbing by Zuhair, representing Saudi Arabia. And here on the right hand side we can see Suleiman trying to figure out a better approach for this problem. 50 more seconds to go. Matching that big disc on the wall. And that left disc is quite blocked with 2 blue holes. Having the hand jam over there, holding it together. Great effort by Suleiman. Adding the other hand to the crack. Struggling to have the hand jam and just slips. Still got 15 seconds to go. One more try maybe. Nah, calling it off. And great effort by Suleiman. If you would just went for the hold, could have known how would it felt. And hand jamming is quite a technique and a tricky technique where you have to be fully committed to have that full push against the wall of the crack. Now, on the mat, our next batch, we're having Ali representing Iran for problem 1. And we're having Chang Shi Shoji on problem 2. And Ali representing Jordan on problem 3. Shoji directly climbing that second problem, and an easy finish for him and an easy top. An easy top for Changshi Shoji representing Hong Kong. Here we can see Ali representing Jordan on the third problem, just falling off, and Ali representing Iran on the first problem, going to that downward crimp, and that's an easy top for Ali representing Iran. Ali, he's using the blockers as a foothold. Interesting approach. Taking his time, reading the problem, going through it. Feels like the approach that Suleiman did just now was one of the more efficient way, and falls off again. Looks like a foot slip here. So what Suleiman did was going and pumping to the crack with his right hand. Then he managed to bring his second hand into the crack also and jamming it there. With a big back flag, trying to hold that position. And Suleiman had a heel at the first left hold. Haven't seen anyone else climbing it so far, except for these two climbers. So we only know the beta that they're doing. Could it be also that rather than taking your heel to the left, hold at the start position, you may have it on the big disc, the one that you're matching with your hands, but feels quite a flexible move, but with a volume next to you, hopefully it could be possible. And hopefully we see one of the climbers doing this beta. 1 minute, 10 seconds to go for Ali. And just falling at that beginning. Even the starting position on this steep wall is quite a challenge. These holes might look great, but then the black hold at the top for the starting position isn't that comfy at all. It might look like a jug from the side, but it's just a sloper. And on this angle, it gets even worse. Amazing, he just goes for the crack and side pulling that volume. It would be more better if he just hand jammed it, which would actually give him better control on the swing that's gonna come after his left foot comes off from the hold. And that's time. He calls it off. And our next set of climbers. And our next set of climbers, we are having Ahmed representing Saudi Arabia on problem 1. Zuhair representing Saudi Arabia on problem 2. Baharath representing India on problem 3. and Sulaiman representing Saudi Arabia on problem 4. Yes, we do know that the shader, we did use the shader also. The guys are using it for a couple of the cams. We're changing the angles of the cameras, so just bear with us. Trying to get better angles, different angles for the cameras, so you guys can see it without any of the blurs and any of the reflection from the sun. And a big start here by Sulaiman from Saudi Arabia on the 4th problem, hugging that big volume. Feels like there's a left chip on that big volume. Here we having Bharat representing India going for that zone hold. Here we can see Ahmed and Zuhair are trying. Zuhair is going for the under or downward crimp, just losing it at the last second. Zuhair trying to reach to that second big sloper, misses it. Now we're seeing here Sulaiman with the knee bar. Amazing. But just loses it on that roof on the 4th problem. Seeing Bharat here right now going through the 3rd problem, hand jamming those volumes and just losing it at the last second. Here we have Zuhair and Ahmed. Ahmed going through the zone hold, managing to, and just loses it while he dropping down. Here we have Sulaiman again on the 4th problem, knee barring it and just going for that big bread volume. Bharat here going through the crack, switching hands, going for that chip on the red volume or the red hold, going for the second one, trying to squeeze in a toe jam or a foot jam, and eyeing that next hold and just going for it. And losing it. Four climbers, two zones so far for these climbers on the mats right now, and no tops yet. With 1 minute 5 seconds to go on the clock, Sulaiman going again for the 4th problem and just losing it again. Having Zuhair here trying to reach to that zone hold but just missing it. You can see him knowing that he was almost there. Bharat switching that hand jam for a better reach. Ali having that foot jam, skips it, doesn't want it, go to the next hold at that angle. It's a dual text hole, so he only have it as a sloper. He calls it a try. Sulaiman still want to go for it. 15 seconds to go. Just going with the E-bar here, trying to reach that red volume. I think he's pumped. That route really drained out of his energy. Calling it. Our next set of climbers. we are having Umar representing Jordan on problem 1, Ali representing Iran on problem 2, Chengchi Shoji representing Hong Kong on problem 3, and Ali representing Jordan on problem 4. Umar getting straight up on the wall on those yin yang slopers, and back again. We have Ali from Iran also. So we're seeing here Chengchi Shoji going with the hand jam, and Ali from Jordan starting but falling at the 4th problem. Shoji going for that foot jam also, bumping to the next hole, using that crack as much as he can, going super slow but rethinking it, deciding not to go for it right now, going with his left hand to that dual text hold. I think would be one of the worst angles ever. Trying to make some space for his right hand and holding it. One last move to the top, and that's a top for Shoji representing Hong Kong. Ali representing Iran, topping the 2nd problem for him. We're seeing Ali here. Umar representing Jordan. Reaching to that downward pinch but falling at it. He has the height for him to break the beta, same way that it, and just go for the last hold. Umar from Jordan on the dual text yin yang holds, black and white holds. Actually thinking of going directly to the top and just jumping too dynamically. If he went with his left arm or left hand, I think it would be more natural and would have a smaller gap or a smaller barn door. So once he's jumping with his right and trying to reach with his right, his body is just moving away from the wall. Ahmed Ali from Jordan still eyeing his problem. We're going back to Umar right now. Umar standing on that big yin yang, going with the heel to generate that upward force, and just reaching. Oh my goodness. Ali here having that knee bar, trying to reach to that big red volume over there. Big red holds. Adding so much big holds, these big holds to generate an angle which is even harder and steeper for the climbers to use. One minute to go, and that's a top for Umar representing Jordan. Small shake with his head. I think he's satisfied. Ali representing Jordan. Going with his left hand instead of right. Just losing it and calling it a try. Great climbing by Ali representing Jordan. 10 seconds to go on the clock. Calls it off. But nonetheless, amazing climbing by him. And our next set of climbers now. Get it ready. We're having Saif from Pakistan on Route 1, Ahmed on Route 2. We have Zuhair on Route 3 and Bahrath on Route 4. Bahrath with a quick start, not too much thinking, going for that rip big hold that crimp on the blue, the jip on the blue big holds, on the blue volumes. Then the left one, he noticed the left one, managing to get the zone hold, going for that red side pull, side crimp. Amazing climbing by Bahrath, and that's a top for him on problem 4. Seeing Ahmed here and Saif. Saif just losing that grip on the second hold. Ahmed starting with a big jump to the sloper. Managing, he just loses that zone hold. Safe going with the high left foot rather than just stepping up. Different beta, different approach. Here we're seeing Zuhair with the third problem, going for that volume, going with actually side pulling it rather than hand jamming it. Here is saying safe on the screen. And the wind, as always, at this hour of the day, catching up with us. Getting a bit more windy, but nothing too bad. If you're just joining us here, welcome to the IFSC Asian Cup Riyadh 2023, Saudi Arabia. And Zuhair here going for a big side pull for the volume. This is the men Boulder Qualification. Earlier today we had the women Boulder Qualification. Tomorrow we'll be having our semifinals and finals for both men and women. Earlier this week, beginning of the week, we had the speed competition, and after that we had the lead climb, which was concluded yesterday with full podium for the Japanese team, both men and women. You can see Zuhair here trying to figure out, trying to find a way to do this first couple of moves, going directly with the foot jam direct. Different approach. Good work. Good work. When you're saying safe on problem 1 on the left hand side, and Ahmed also jumping to the big slope over there and easily going to the second, but just losing it. 1 minute to go. Safe. Not trusting that heel and going for that last hold on the first problem. And that's a top for Safe, representing Pakistan. And we have Zuhair here with a foot jam, trying to reach it, but just loses it at the last second. 30 seconds to go. Ahmed on the screen right now. Jumping to that again, to that blue sloper. Just losing that side pull crimp. Amazing effort by Ahmed. Still having Zuhair here. Yep, calling it a day for this try. Always a smile on his face. Always happy while climbing. And our next set of climbers A new friend that I've made, Nasser. Great to see you on the wall, Nasser. That I think he should be going to problem one. Yep. uh, that's what stress does to you. Well, Nasser is on problem one, representing Kuwait. Umar, problem two, representing Jordan. And here we're having Cheng Chi Shoji from Hong Kong on problem four. Ali, representing Iran, is on the third problem. And here, Shoji is going for that side crimp. And an easy top for Shoji. Here we see Nasser going directly to the top hold and just losing at the last part. And here we are seeing Umar topping the second problem. Here we can see Ali presenting Iran, reaching to that hand jam position but then losing it. Three minutes, 30 seconds to go. Nasser getting back on the wall. On the problem. And topping that first problem. Get a thumbs up. All good. Here Ali is going for the hand jam finally. Staring at the problem, reading it, trying to figure out how he want to go with this next move. Ali, representing Iran, still trying to figure out how to decipher or how to send this route. He's deciphering this problem. Directly going for the hand jam. If he was able, not a high foot here, could help him. Switching his body position. Yeah, exactly. He's reaching to that zone hold, bumping up to the next red hold. Big sloper, not that great on this angle. Foot jamming and trying to reach to the next dual text hold. With 1 minute to go, he calls it a try. He will prefer to save his energy for the last problem, since it looks like it's way more demanding power-wise. Welcoming all 162 of you here in the men Boulder Qualification in the IFSC Asian Cup, Riyadh 2023, Saudi Arabia. We're almost through half of our list for the climbers. Can literally see the sun just shining through the nut bolt holes on the wall. And now our next set of climbers are getting on the mats. We're having Chifang representing Hong Kong on problem 1. Saif from Pakistan on problem 2. Ahmed from Saudi Arabia on problem 3. And Zuhair from Saudi Arabia on problem 4. Chifang directly starting and quickly starting that route. You can see Saif on the right hand side. Jumping to that side crimp but falling. Chifang generating enough upward force to hold that downward crimp. Eyeing that last hold. Setting it himself up and going for an easy top on the first problem. Chifang representing Hong Kong. Here we see Zuhair trying to figure out that fourth problem. Yeah, Zuhair is one of those guys who was on the short side of the climbers, but then he wouldn't be able to a knee. And an amazing finish by Saif from Pakistan. That's a great top for him. In a couple of tries. Zuhair. You can see here, Ahmed still trying to figure out that second problem and just losing his grip. Sorry for the weird camera angles, but we were trying to avoid the sun hitting the camera lenses so you guys can have a better view. with 5 seconds on the clock. They're calling it off. And our next set of climbers, we are having Tahir representing Saudi Arabia on problem 1, Nasser on problem 2, Umar problem 3, and Ali representing Iran on problem 4. Climbers feel ready. We have Nasser directly on the second problem on the wall. Currently, Nasser is sitting at the 9th place with this top, an easy top. Having 2 tops so far. And we're having Ali representing Iran, reaching to that zone hold very quickly on the 4th problem and to the top hold for the 4th problem. A quick finish and an easy top for Ali from Iran. Here we're seeing Tahir going through the first problem, which is the most, I would say, balancy one. Having a high heel on that side crimp, then to the downward crimp, trusting that small foothold. Currently we're having Cheng Shoji sitting at the first spot with 4 tops. Bahrath sitting at the second spot. Ali, presenting Iran, is sitting at the 3rd. And what it seems like that the 1st and the 2nd are the most topped routes so far. We're still having Tahir and Umar on the mats. Tahir here trying to top this first problem. Reaching to that downward crimp. Trusting that small foothold. Going to that last hole, actually managing to hold it, but falling on just a bit short. 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Enough time for these climbers and athletes to finish or to send these routes. I'm trying to reach the second volume rather than the first. Most of the climbers went for just going to the holding the volume rather than jamming their hands in the crack. As of now, our top 3 are Cheng Shoji from Hong Kong, Bahrath from India, and that's a top for Tahir representing Saudi Arabia on the first problem. Seeing Umar struggling with that crack between the 2 volumes. And our 3rd place currently is held by Ali representing Iran. You may check the live update for the results also on the IFSC website. Welcome to all 161 viewers of you here on YouTube. And nope, we're only having 4 routes, not 5. Only 4 problems for the qualification. Great effort by Umar representing Jordan. Our next set of climbers, we are having Fazal representing Pakistan on problem 1, Chifang representing Hong Kong on problem 2, Saif representing Pakistan on problem 3, and Ahmed representing Saudi Arabia on problem 4. Fazal quickly getting on the wall and just loses it, and Chifang jumping to that blue sloper with the side crimp and an easy top and a quick top for Chifang. Seeing Fazal right now going to that side crimp, high foot on that dual texture sloper. Trying to drop in with his heights, trying to raise his right foot. Here we have Saif presenting Pakistan. Between the two volumes there, just losing it. Again, everyone is just going to pulling the side of the volume rather than hand jamming it or hand jamming the crack. Seeing Ahmed here. I'm not sure if he was doing the knee bar, because we've seen a couple of climbers doing it. We had Zuhair previously, who was a bit shorter than Ahmed, managed to get a knee bar. So if Ahmed managed to find that knee bar, would be really beneficial for him to holding that position for him to do the next move. Here we're seeing Saif having a toe jam but losing it the last second. Fazal standing and trying to hold that position. It'd be better if he had his left foot on the next hold above it. Would give him a better reach. Yeah, exactly. Would give him a better reach, but he loses it. He feels like he needs to sink in with his left hand on that yellow hold for him to have a more stable position on those big yin-yang slopers. And just losing that hold by Saif. Here we're seeing Fazal reaching to that position where he's actually standing on the sloper, not fully trusting it. Sinks in. Gets that zone hold. A minute to go. Trying to stand on that second yin-yang sloper. And here Nasser, we see safe. Ah, and just losing it again. He's going with the foot jam, but he doesn't want to go with the hand jam. Would be great if he was able to do that. Ahmed calling it off at 20 seconds to go. Fazal calling it off, and we're still having safe on the wall. And last 2 seconds. Great effort by these athletes. Next set of climbers, we'll be having Muhammad Amin representing Iran on problem 1. Tahir representing Saudi Arabia on problem 2. Nasser representing Kuwait on problem 3. And Umar representing Jordan on problem 4. Our current top 3 is held by Cheng Shoji from Hong Kong, Baharath from India, and third place is by Ali representing Iran. Nasser is at 4th place currently. First 2 problems are the most top problems, which it seems like the challenge is at the second and at the third and 4th problem. Here we have Tahir topping up the second problem amazingly and in an easy manner. Easy top for Tahir on the second problem. And we had also Hamid Amin topping the first problem and finishing it. Okay, we're seeing Nasser and Umar on the third and 4th problems. It's quite hard to keep up with 4 climbers who are climbing really fast, okay? So, sorry if I'm missing out on some of the climbers or giving you a late update, but these guys are just amazing. They barely give you time to look at one climb, the other climber would be finishing his route and leaving directly. But yeah, amazing climbing by all the athletes, amazing routes by the route setters. That really challenges these climbers with a big move by Umar on that red hold. Going to the jib on the big blue volume. Second jib on the side. He finds it but then loses it at the end. The big swing. Nasser getting on the wall. Going with that side pull, then finding the jam at the end but losing it. Ale Nasser, ale. Having Nasser here. Going for his try on the third problem. I'm here reaching out to the red big hole and losing it. come out again. And just... that hold must be eating up his skin. Amazing effort. Nasser again on the wall. Third problem, having that losing the hand jam again. Calling out his try. Under 10 seconds left. Yep, and that's time for these set of climbers. Our next set will be in shortly. Our next set of climbers are on the mat. On problem 1, we are having Yusuke representing Japan. Problem 2, Fazal representing Pakistan. Problem 3, Chifeng representing Hong Kong. And problem 4, we're having Saif presenting Pakistan. Yusuke was one of the guys who were commentating with me here on the first day during the women lead semifinals. An easy top for Yusuke. Here we're seeing Chifeng going for the directly to the hand jam on the third problem. And we're seeing Saif at the fourth. Yusuke losing it. Scratching and rubbing his hand, back of his hand, because of that hand jam over there. Having our climbers studying their routes. Having Fazal on the wall, then dropping back in. Chifeng on the wall right now. Trying to get that hand jam, but with a big cross, then a hand jam. Like he needs his foot to be closer. Yeah, Chifeng going for it. Heading to that first red hole, sloper-ish I would call it. Bumping to the next one and holding his position and fighting for that to kill that swing. Third bump to the dual text. And a foot jam there for the last move. Can't find the perfect position for it and just going for the last move. And that's a top for Chifeng representing Hong Kong. We're having Saif from Pakistan on problem 4. Having a double knee bar and trying to reach with his foot to that red volume. Benefit of a knee bar would be to help you have a stable position, but then it also prevents you from going higher to the next hold. Fazal calling it off as his try ends with 1 minute 10 seconds to go. Safe going again. As the sun sets down, you have a better angle, better view for these climbers. "15 seconds to go for safe." And just giving the X, giving the cross to the judges and calling his try off. Great climbing by Safe. Safe is currently sitting at the 9th position. Our top 3 haven't changed yet. Our next set of climbers are getting on the mats. Having Chuk Hei representing Hong Kong on problem 1, Mohammed Amin representing Iran, problem 2, Tahir representing Saudi Arabia on problem 3, and Nasser representing Kuwait on problem 4. Mohammed Amin getting directly on the wall and climbing. An easy top for Mohammed Amin. Having Chuk Hei representing Hong Kong. Oh, and just having a foot slip over there, and Ahmed is struggling with those jibs on the big blue volume, slapping that blue sloper. The zone hold, matching it. The red crimp on the right there. Nasser is just struggling with that big blue hold. Amazing effort by him. And that's a top for Chuk Hei representing Hong Kong. Topping the first route. You guys can't see it on the screen because they're directly in front of me, so I'm looking at them. Quick finish. Even though he had a small slip at the beginning for his first try, but he managed to top it in his second try for Chuk Hei representing Hong Kong. Having both of our climbers here. Tahir representing Saudi Arabia. Nasser representing Kuwait. Still having our climbers here, trying to solve these problems. Tahir going for that track between the two volumes. Side pulling it rather than hand jamming it. He's going with double gas stone. Nasser getting on the fourth problem. Literally hugging that big blue volume and just slipping from that zone hold. A minute and 3 seconds to go. Taking a breath, resting for both of our climbers. Tahir getting on his feet again, trying to go for his attempt on the third problem. Jamming that track finally. You can hear the crowd going, yes, yes. Yeah, bye. And we're having Nasser on the right hand side, going with a big reach to that left rim and just losing it again. And Tahir losing it also. Both our climbers calling it off. A few seconds more to left on the clock, and their run's done. And the next set of climbers are getting on the mat right now. We are having Radin representing Iran on the first problem. Yusuke from Japan on second problem. Fazal from Pakistan on third problem. Chifang from Hong Kong on fourth problem. Chifang gang on that big over. We're having Yusuke going through the second problem, topping that problem pretty quickly. We're having Radin on the first problem, reaching almost to the top. Chifang reaching the hole just before the last hole. An easy top for Radin on the first problem. Chifang holding that last hole with his right hand and matching it, and that's a top for him. Having Faza on the third problem, representing Pakistan. Fazal here. And the third problem, trying to figure it out. As the sun is setting, temperatures are dropping a bit also, and the wind is catching up. Fazal going for his attempt on the third route. Having Fazal here right now. Okay, we're Fazal calling it off at 10 seconds. And right now here in the studio, I'm having Amr with me, representing
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah.
How's everything, Amr? All good?
Yeah, all good.
You were just now on the wall.
Yeah, it was super
Congrats.
fun.
I think
Thank you.
had quite a good run, isn't it?
Yeah, I felt okay on the wall.
Yeah, I think you're currently at the 12th position.
Not bad.
Yeah. Our top 3 positions are Cheng Shi Soji from Hong Kong, Chi Feng from Hong Kong, and Bharat from India.
Yeah.
So tell me, what do you think about the routes? How did it feel?
The routes are very well set. The first one's like quite awkward and you're nervous at the first route, so you're like, oh, okay, I'm scared to fall. So you like go quickly on the first couple of moves, but other than that, it's pretty okay.
Yeah.
The second route is pretty cool, and then the third is very physical. And if you don't get the jam in,
I know, basically that was the thing that
Yeah,
I was
that's the
talking
crux.
about. So now we're having a new set of climbers.
Mhm.
On problem 1, we're having Manato representing Japan. Problem 2, we're having Trick Hay representing Hong Kong. Problem 3, we're having Hamad Amin
yeah, and four is
representing Iran, and Tahir representing Saudi Arabia. So I think second problem was
Tops it.
topped already.
Yeah, it doesn't need to do a lot of attempts on that.
Chekwe representing Hong Kong easily went through. There were like a couple of different approaches for this problem. Like I saw people skipping that downward pinch or the downward crimp.
Yeah, for me it felt like awkward because you don't really use it if you're tall. But if you're short, maybe you have to use it, and it's like a must just to give yourself a little bit more up, like next to the final hold, and then you can just top.
Yeah, it feels
So
like
it
you're
depends.
just finding better standing position than
Yeah,
going
exactly.
up further.
Like I feel like all climbers have different like styles, and depending on their style, they can top in different ways. Yeah,
This is the first one doing it dynamically.
Yeah.
Amazing by Mohammed Amin. So I've seen climbers doing a 3 bump, so 1, 2, and then a third one to that really crazy dual text hold. As you can
Yeah,
see.
let's see if he tops.
That's
And he
knee
goes
on it.
left. Oh, and he takes the left
Amazing
foot. Yeah,
top for that problem.
they're super strong.
Yeah. So 3 tops.
Now
for problem
Tahir.
1, 2, and 3.
Tahir left on the final problem.
Yeah, we're having Tahir here at the 4th problem, representing Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
So second problem was more straightforward.
Yeah, it didn't look like I had a crux. The fourth one I feel like is the most physical, or like the third one. If you like slopers, you're gonna like the fourth problem. Let's say that.
I think the 4th problem with the hand jam was quite tricky because the
Yeah.
third one with the hand jam was quite tricky because most of them were going just for pulling or double gas toning. the
Yeah,
track
exactly.
Rather than
But
jamming.
the Irani guy just
Yeah, I mean,
did
he
a completely different beta.
Yeah, Mohammed Amin literally just broke the bigra, going fully dynamic and jumping towards the next hold, which is almost on that angle. It's almost a sloper.
Yeah, pretty much. And I feel like if you're a route setter, if a climber is strong enough, they might find a better beta or even a harder beta, but easier for them. But if you're more of a weaker climber, the best bet is just to follow the original beta from the route
beta
setter.
itself.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And how's the climbing scene? I was sitting here with one of your teammates, I think yesterday, and they were like,
Yeah.
we have the best outdoor climbing spots in Jordan.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I feel like in bouldering, Faisal Tajir and Faisal Rafaya are putting a lot of effort in Wadi Hamara. And it's becoming a very big bouldering scene. And let's not forget Wadi Ram. It's
Yeah.
one of the best spots for bouldering and lead.
That's amazing.
and even multi-pitch. So
Yeah, and I have a couple of my friends here from the Saudi national team. They're always going and practicing in the gym.
yeah,
the
and
climbing
climb out.
spots
We
over there.
meet them a lot, and now we got a Kelty board, so now we do fun sessions. Like a couple, maybe a month or two ago, Tahir was there, and then Nidal came a week after.
Amazing, yeah.
It was pretty fun, like doing sessions with them.
Been seeing Nidal's story and Tahir's
Yeah.
stories. They've always been practicing with you guys over there.
Yeah.
And you guys haven't came to Saudi yet for an outdoor climb here?
No,
like
we
a week
haven't.
or
We
two?
didn't get the chance.
Yeah, I think you guys should pay a visit here. I think
Yeah.
you definitely heard about Tanuma. You guys heard
Of course,
about Harid.
yeah.
And it'll be great having you guys here. So go with me through this fourth problem. What do you think Tahir should do to be able to actually land?
So I feel like what I thought when I'm done with the problem is after you get the right crimp, you put your right foot on the blue volume, the big one. Then you go with the left crimp, and then you cut feet and put it on the red hold. And after you got the red hold, big one, then you go to the sloper. And then you can like match, go slowly, and then go to the crimp, and then the top is self-explanatory. But you have to fix your feet before topping out.
Because not having the optimal position would actually cause you to slip over that big
Yeah.
sloper.
Mhm.
Like the zone hold might look big, but it's
It's
not that
very
good at all.
slopey, yeah.
Yeah. I
But
think-
another thing in the competition that's like really messed with everyone's head from the Arab world. Every time we went on the lead route or now on the bouldering, we're like, yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard. It's IFSC. They're gonna put impossible problems. But yet again, the holds. Every time I caught a hold in the lead route, I was like, oh, this is okay. Or
feels
I can
good.
click from
It
this.
feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're done with that set of climbers right now. We're having the next set of climbers.
Yeah.
We're having Tomoaki representing Japan on problem 1. We have Radin representing Iran, problem 2. We have Yusuke representing Japan, problem 3. And we're having Fazal representing Pakistan on problem 4. Well, I mean, everyone who I had in the booth and I spoke with, the Japanese team is just killing it.
Yeah, we cannot forget that. I don't know what they eat, but they're really strong.
Yeah, a big jump by Radin on the second round.
Yeah.
And
I
they
think it's gonna be self-explanatory for him. It's not gonna be very hard.
An easy top for Tomoaki.
And then another easy top.
Easy top for Radin. Amazing climbing by, and I'm really impressed by the level of climbing for the Iranian team.
Yeah.
Above expectations.
Mhm.
Really, I'm so glad that they're here. We can see it here, Yusuke on problem 3. The third bump, as we know right now, and trying to
Yeah.
find a good foot position.
Ooh, and he sticks it.
Yeah.
Now the
amazing.
drop knee, and I think he's gonna go left hand.
That's a
and
flash
he's
for him.
really strong.
Amazing ending for him. Really
yeah.
calm climber.
Yeah, and I feel like that really pays off. Being a calm climber is different than being like a normal climber. I feel like a lot of people would be like, yeah, just climb tons of outdoors and you'll be very strong. They're not wrong. It helps, but if you want to be a calm climber, you need to climb way more calm routes, boulders or lead routes.
And it's quite new for us in the scene to have these comp routes style climbing here,
Yeah.
especially in the Middle East. Like the most things that we have, they're mostly about lead.
Yeah.
And now they're adding even lead, comp style, big holes on the lead routes. So it's
Exactly.
getting even trickier and trickier for
Yeah. And what's
for-
crazy, you see this competition and you're like, wow, the level is crazy, and then this is not even comparable to the world class level, and you're like, wow, we have a very long way to go.
I
and
know,
a very long way
but
to
an
improve.
exposure and having this sort of an event here in Saudi Arabia for the IFSC Asian Cup, it's really amazing because it really helps the community to explore and to mingle around with these people who are actually considered from that top class.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I'm 100% sure that you are actually benefiting from all this.
of course.
and experience.
Yeah, it's not more of like just competing and wanting a podium, of just learning. Because when you try different routes and different like boulders, you learn a lot. And if they're not hard enough, like I say that to a lot of people that are new to climbing, they're like, yeah, I'm not improving, I'm plateauing at like what, V3 or like a 6A, 6B. But I'm like, okay, just get a bigger base of climbing and then try really hard and really hard routes. Like try 7A, for example, and just see, even if you fall, you're learning from it.
Exactly. That's the best part about it. Well, I think we're done with this set. We're still having 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes on the clock, and Fazal calling it a try, ending his try earlier. So after this, we're still having a couple more climbers. Then we'll be calling off our men Boulder Qualification. And
We got Sherbil on
from Lebanon, we're having Antoine from Lebanon. We have Abu Ghazala from Saudi Arabia. We're having also Nidal from Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Marwan. A couple of more climbers are coming in. We'll be calling them as these climbers are getting on the mats on their based on their bit numbers.
Yeah.
So what are the plans after this comp?
Probably after the comp, I'm gonna take a few, like maybe 2-3 weeks rest, just to focus on school, and then probably gonna hit the gym again.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Matt, wishing you all the best.
Yeah, no
Great
problem.
having you here.
Yeah, nice to
See
meet
you
you,
again.
man.
And wishing you all the best for qualifying for
Thank you.
semifinals.
Hopefully.
See you.
Yeah.
Take
see you,
care.
man. Bye.
Well, our next set of climbers will be in 45 seconds, 40 seconds to be exact. That was Umar representing Jordan, and great climb by him. As mentioned, he is as Umar is currently sitting at the 14th position. Our top three are Chi Shoji from Hong Kong, Chi Fang from Hong Kong, and Maharath from India. This is the current top three positions. And now in the studio, I'm having Vincent.
Hello, hello.
Lebanon, from the Lebanon team.
How are you?
All good. How's
All
everything
good,
with
all
you?
good.
All good. And lucky for you, and lucky for us, we're having your teammate climbing in a bit.
Yes, we're having
Sharbel.
Sharbil now.
Yeah. Sharbel will be climbing on the first problem, representing Lebanon. We'll be having Manato representing Japan on the second problem. Trick Hay representing Hong Kong on the third, and Mohammed Amin representing Iran on the fourth problem. So far, what do you think about these routes?
Well, now Sharbil is doing the slab part, which is it looks an easy one, and I think he'll conquer it.
Do
So
you
let's
think
see, let's
Sharbel is
watch.
the person who's liking slopers, like, or slabs?
Aye, we'll see.
We'll see.
Sharbil is more like a dynamic climber, so we'll see.
He's more of a dynamic climber.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully he manages to find the best position for his feet here, because those yin yang holds are really tricky, really slippery. Eyeing that downward crimp, as you can see on the second route, we're having Manato, and he's doing great, Manato, and we're having a top
Aye,
on the
stopping.
third problem.
Nice.
Ali. We're having, we had Chuck Hay from Hong Kong topping the third problem. Hamad Amin topping the fourth problem also. Representing Iran.
So Sharbil is doing his next attempt now.
Yeah.
Come on.
And we have also Manato topping the second problem already. Sharbal is reaching to the upper part of the problem, trying to find a good foot position. So Vincent, how's the scene of climbing in Lebanon?
Well, the scene in Lebanon is growing in an insane way, and we have many intermediate climbers who are getting more professional.
They're getting professional.
Yeah. It's
As a profession.
yes.
And as I heard from your teammate also, this is your first international competition.
This is our first international. Yes,
And how does it feel?
it's amazing.
To
It's
be-
an amazing feeling to have this experience with all the Asians and the Arabs specifically. Yeah.
Like, I mean, as a first international, it's an IFSC Asian Cup happening here in the region. The first time ever, and you guys are being part of it.
part of
Must
it, yeah.
must be feeling amazing for you guys.
Yes, it is.
And what do you think about the level of climbing that you've experienced and seen so far?
Well, as expected, the Japanese and
Yeah, exactly.
yes,
They're dominating most
They're
of the
dominating
podium.
most of the podiums.
Yep. And we're having the Hong Kong team also coming in
And
hard.
the Iranian as well. That's
I was really surprised by the
Yes.
Iranian team.
a lovely
level.
performance, honestly.
Yeah,
The Iranian
their level
team.
of performance is amazing, and I'm really happy, and it's way above expected having those sort of team in the region here, and that sort of climbing in the region here.
هناك جنود مجهولة.
So seeing Charbel still struggling on those slopers, on those yin yang slopers, and as you mentioned, he's more of a Dynamic climber.
Yeah.
and I think for the second problem might be a bit more dynamic than the others are just power moves for the third and fourth. And we're still having your teammate later on, Antoine.
Antoine
joining.
Abu Nadir, yes, for sure. Antoine he's a boulder, Antoine.
Oh,
More than elite climber. Yeah.
So
Yes,
hopefully
yes,
you
yes.
see great
Hopefully we see some great
Yeah.
performance from Antoine also.
from him. Yeah, it's like he's having a hard time holding that right crimp on his right hand and just
Trying to do
yeah.
that heel hook there.
Most of the climbers would go for the downward hinge,
Yeah.
giving it a grip pressure, then only healing the left yellow hold for them to have a better stable position. 40 seconds on the clock.
40 seconds. So
Yeah.
has,
He has a couple of more tries.
yeah.
The wind is quite catching up, so you can see him blowing hot air on his fingers just to keep it warm. And the weather was quite amazing throughout these days.
Throughout these days, yeah, but now it's getting a lot
Colder.
Yeah, it's a lot colder now.
Yeah.
So he's doing now, I think, his last attempt with this time left.
Yeah.
He's trying to control his. Nice, he
going
got
for
it, he
that,
got it.
Going for that
You got it.
downward crimp. And
Oh,
just right hand
oof,
popping
oof,
up
oof,
from
oof,
that
oof,
crimp.
oof.
Yeah. Yeah, great try.
He's done.
Great effort. He managed to get a zone on this first route. And amazing climbing by all the climbers here. This was one of the fastest route session for the climbers. I mean, route 1, 2, and 3 were
Yeah, they were all done.
Within
They
a
were all
minute.
done.
Amazing climbing by these climbers. It only tells you about how strong these climbers are. Right now, we're having on problem 1, Kachon representing Hong Kong, Tomoaki representing Japan on problem 2, Radin representing Iran, problem 3, and Yusuke representing Japan on problem 4. You know, they climb so fast that while I'm reading the names,
Yeah, they are done.
they're done and
Yeah.
they're leaving. I don't even notice that they're done with
Now
it.
you can see one top here,
Yeah.
and that's a top.
Tomoaki, easy
That's the
top.
first one.
Quick top. Just within less than a minute. Seeing Radin going on the third problem. We're seeing Kachan starting his first climb in this man Boulder Qualification in the first problem, which is the most balanced one. The fourth problem is really demanding.
Yeah,
They literally have to hug the whole blue volume.
they
just
have
make
they
a
have to
move.
balance their way out. So
Yeah.
I think he got it here
Yeah,
with that
there's-
heel hook again. Nice. That was a controlled move.
Yep, going for that down crimp. And we have Yusuke here. And the fourth problem, start crimping it and going for that last hold.
Close to the top.
Crossing, not even going with his right
Nice, and
hand.
that's a top
Amazing climbing.
again.
Two tops at the same time. Yusuke, problem 4. Kachon, problem 1. Being topped at the same time.
Yeah, but yeah.
Now we're still having Radin on problem 3.
And that's a hard problem he's doing. The boulder number 3.
Most of the climbers are just going to pull the side of their triangle or the volume. Then we had his teammate breaking the whole beta, jumping from the volume to the hold next to it.
Oof.
Going fully
I didn't see
dynamic.
this one. Nice.
Like, yes, you might have 2 betas so far, which is pulling inwards and outwards and double gas toning the volumes. Others went for hand jam. And Muhammad Amin, the Iranian athlete, just went full dynamic. Jumped from one position, from
You
the
can
starting
see-
position to
you,
the.
you can see the root setters crying in the corner now.
It's amazing of how these athletes are thinking. And Omar was here with me just a while ago from the Jordanian team. He was like, it might be a harder method but it's more comfortable for the
It's more
climber.
from his style. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it felt. I mean, it is a harder method, but it's good for him, and he managed to send the route.
Managed to do it.
That's what matters here. Radin's still trying to figure out how he gonna solve this problem.
I think.
Still going. But this, and he's going for, looks like for the double gas stoning method. So for the scene in Lebanon, it looks like he had a cramp on his forearm. For the scene in Lebanon, you guys are having more outdoor climbing than indoors.
Yeah, most probably we have like many beautiful crags,
And what I know
which
that
is highly recommended for everyone to come and visit.
they have better weather throughout the year, isn't it? Like,
You can you can climb the whole year in Lebanon.
yeah, that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
throughout the year, the weather
Yeah,
is
yeah,
good.
yeah.
You can climb
It's
any time
amazing
of the
the
year.
weather. Yes.
And I'm not sure, but we like here. You guys heard about the local here, the local
Yeah,
crags
we
in
heard a
Saudi?
lot about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and because there are like a couple of places here in Saudi which I consider the best places in the kingdom for climbing. I'm definitely sure you heard about.
We didn't have the
Ruma.
chances of it to visit this time, but maybe next time for sure. Honestly.
Definitely. I mean, you guys can, if you had time. There's a close nearby crag here, like half an hour drive. Amazing place. It's called the Treasure Island. Yep.
Nice.
And it's great for a quick climb. Might take you like a couple of hours. Then you might hit
We're
the
gonna
road.
postpone our flight.
Really, and it's so great that how climbing is bringing all of these communities and all of these people here together.
It's a lovely vibe between the Arabs, honestly, the climbers.
Yeah,
It's a
definitely.
lovely vibe.
Like it becomes one big family.
Yes, yes,
Everyone
yes.
is just
We
traveling.
got closer within like half a day spending it
Literally,
together.
yeah. Like-
It was one lunch.
I mean, you're basically trusting someone to belay you.
Yeah.
That's not easy at all. So your life is in the hand of another person, and that really builds some trust, you know?
100%.
Yeah. All right. Next set of climbers, your teammate, Antoine.
Swan Abu Nader.
Yep. Representing Lebanon on problem 1.
And he's running, he's hyped.
Have to be hyped.
He's
Sharbel
having the time of
on
his
the
life.
second
Sharbel.
problem. And
Nice.
we're having Manato on third problem. Chuke on fourth. Teammates side by side, climbing problem 1 and 2. You can see Aziz at the bottom here hitting Ahmed. Please ignore that. It's just some scolding for him not doing his best show. And we can see on the right hand side, Chek Hay from Hong Kong reaching that zone hole, the big blue sloper. One more move to the top. And an easy. And just losing it at the last part. Amazing climbing by these climbers. Minato starting that third problem, which is a bit complex and demanding, maybe. Yeah, Sharbal?
And you have Antoine who.
Yeah, Antoine is on the left. I think they're clearing up his.
Yeah, so he just stopped the route.
Yeah. And topping for Chakwe. And also Manato topping his route. I think Sir Shabos was really close from sending that second problem.
You can see here Sharbel trying to do this explosive move.
I was focusing on the others and I couldn't see it. Did Antoine finish?
Yeah,
Did he
yeah, it was fast.
Did he top? Amazing.
It was on the left side of the screen, so
Yeah.
it was.
I'm telling everyone that it's so hard for me to keep up with these climbers.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
focusing and talking about one, and the other dude just goes and flashes it and leaves. Give me a heads up. At least I can announce it that you flash your route. But yeah, amazing effort by Antoine. Sherbel here trying.
Nice, Shabir.
Yeah,
Yes,
holding
yes,
that.
yes. He's taking the
Smooth.
zone, which is
Slopers.
perfect.
Having the zone
Very
already.
controlled.
Lasso just commit to it.
Oh!
It feels like he's jumping away from it, not to
Ah.
it. But yeah, I mean, one more move and he's topping this route.
But he's getting used to it, so I think it's gonna be more efficient now.
Yep, taking his time, more than enough time. 2 minutes 10 seconds on the clock. You can't afford to take too long of a break because you might get cold.
You have all the climbers who are done. And
Yeah. Again, another set where we have all the climbs are done
yes.
in under a minute for all of them. Dry
very
fired.
close, very
I
close,
could
very
feel
close.
that. I felt that. You could literally see him mid-air look at his fingertips. Temperatures are a bit dropping. Clear skies, windy day. A big jump by
Yeah, you got
Sherpa.
it, you got it, you got it.
Going into that side crimp.
Oh,
Ah.
very close.
Yeah, he defended fully on his arm. He didn't rock over on his foot. So he fell a bit short.
He still has 1 minute, and then we're done.
Yeah, 1 more minute to go. For Sherbat. Currently, our current top 3 are. Oh, we have an updated top 3. Chengchi, Shoji, first place. Yusuke, second place. Chifang, third. All of them with 4 tops. So far, first 2 problems were considered the
He's
easier
down,
compared to the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
great effort. Well, Vincent, it was great having
Thank
you here.
you, thank you.
for
It
being
was
here,
nice
man.
talking to you.
Really, I'll meet you again later outside.
yeah, let's see.
And take care. Have fun.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Our next set of climbers, we're having Abdurrahman Abu Ghazala representing Saudi Arabia on problem 1. Kachon representing Hong Kong on problem 2. Tomoaki representing Japan, problem 3. Raden representing Iran on problem 4. Climbers are on the wall already, starting their climb. Seeing Tomoaki and Raden here. Problem 3 and 4. Raden reaching to that zone hold. Fairly easy. Into that side crimp. Tomoaki going for that first bump, second bump. Clearing that zone. And now to the third bump. And Raden trying to find that perfect position for the lice hole. And that's a top for Tomoaki. And a top for Kachon from Hong Kong on the second problem, and a top for Raden on the fourth problem. Abu Ghazala right now on the first problem here. Trying to find the most comfortable position to go for the next hold, which is an downward crimp. So you have to push against it with his thumbs. Trying to reach that. Feels like he's not finding the perfect position for him to just stand up. He could just skip the downward crimp directly to the top hold, as a couple of our climbers did already. Coming down off the wall, looking at it, trying to decipher this problem. Climber can't afford to take a long break here because the weather is quite cold and the wind is picking up, so they might just lose that heat or the warm up in their fingers. They need to warm them up again or by either blowing hot air or keep on moving them. But nonetheless, amazing climbing by everyone so far. Having Abu Ghazala here. Problem one. Trying to aim for the top hole directly. Just go, and just falling short of it. Amazing effort by him. You know he can make it. He gave it a look and like, I should just go for it. 1 minute to go for Abu Ghazala. Getting back on the wall. Fighting for that position over there. Standing up and trying to just jump for that last hole. Securing that top position. And Ale, amazing climb. An amazing top by Abu Ghazala. Just right time, just before the time finishes. And that's time for this round. Barely making it, Abu Ghazala. Always keeping us super tense on our nerves. Just at the edge of our seat all the time, Abu Ghazala, all the time. Our next set of climbers getting on the mat right now. We're having Farzin, Iran. Antoine, representing Lebanon on problem 2. Sherbat, representing Lebanon on problem 3. And Manato, representing Japan on problem 4. Having our climbers on the wall already. And Antoine just falling before the last move. Farzan is climbing his first problem right now. And he had Manato also on problem 4. Almost reaching to the zone hole. Farzan securing that zone and aiming for the top. And a top for him. And Manato at the zone hold right now. Trying to reach to the top. One more move. And that's a flash top for Manato. On the 4th problem. Sherbat at problem 3. Antoine getting back on the wall for problem 2 here. Sherbal eyeing that problem. Going for the crack, pulling the volume, hitting his fingers just before going inside the crack. If it's gonna be a dynamic reach, it's gotta be really precise. You don't want to hit your fingers while going for the crack, or have it fully static move. To prevent any injuries. Yeah, way more better for Sherbal. And falling down, and we're having Antoine here reaching to the side pull zone home, losing it again. And that big blue sloper isn't great at all either. Sherbal again on the wall on the third problem. Antoine finally getting that side pull crimp. Zone hold, reaching to the hole just before the last move. And going for that last move amazingly and holding that position. Topping problem 2 for Antoine. 15 more seconds to go on the clock. Sherbal right now. Trying to reach to the zone hole. This third problem, but loses it again. And calling off his try at 50 seconds left on the clock. Welcoming everyone here in the IFSC Asian Cup Riyadh 2023. This is the men Boulder Qualification. We had our female Boulder Qualification earlier today. Tomorrow we'll be having our semifinals and finals. Our next set of climbers are heading towards the mat. We're having Nidal on problem 1, representing Saudi Arabia. Problem 2, we're having Abu Ghazala, representing Saudi Arabia. Problem 3, we're having Kachon, representing Hong Kong. Problem 4, we're having Tomoaki, representing Japan. A quick climb by Tomoaki on problem 4. Reaching that zone hold already, and easy cross for Tomoaki and a top. And on problem 3, currently we're having Kachun representing Hong Kong with double hand jam on that crack, bumping his right hand, reaching to that right hand, bumping it up to the second bump, and he goes for it and holds it, finding that foot jam. So you know there is a third bump in this trout. And sets for it, goes for that third bump. Amazing strength. And we're having Nidal on route 1, almost finishing, and that's Kachut. Oh, almost lost it, but saves it. Amazing effort. Nidal reaching that top for the first problem on his flash go. Abu Ghazala. On the second problem right now. Getting that zone hole, reaching to the hole just before the last one. And one more move to the top. Wanted to commit, but then he backed out. Two minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for Rahman Abu Ghazala, representing Saudi Arabia, to finish this route. Taking his time, trying to get the blood flowing back in his arms. And now in the studio, one of my new friends, Nasser.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, how's everything?
Thanks
All
for
good?
having me again.
Always good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And what a climb!
Thank you, thank you.
Really, that was great, man.
The nerves got to me for a bit, but it was such a fun round. I loved the problems.
Yeah, let's talk about the route that is Abu Ghazala doing right now. Quite straightforward.
Very straightforward. Just I feel like the nerves are getting to him. He tends to get like in his head.
Yeah.
Head. But he got it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He looks happy.
Very happy.
Exactly.
Very happy to get it.
He
Even on the
looks
first problem, he got it with like there 5 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah,
And it
amazing.
was like
Yeah.
an amazing moment for him.
It needed
He was
that
so psyched, and we loved to see it.
Abu Ghazala is always super psyched once he finishes a route, and it's so great to see him. So take me through these problems.
So 4 very different problems. The number 1 slab, very straightforward. I kind of skipped 2-3 moves maybe. You need to be like really slow. If you've seen Nidal do it, he took it very slow. He used every hold and just went to it super smoothly.
No rush at all.
Yeah, second problem was just to commit on the first move. It looks intimidating, but it felt really comfortable once you caught it. And then the rest is very straightforward. Third problem was a bit tricky for me. I couldn't figure it out. Well, jamming is very
I saw you
hard.
looking at the back of your hand. You're like, ouch.
I tried. Yeah, I looked at the back of my hand. I should have tried a couple of different ways to jam. The feet first was kind of doable, but very weird as well. Fourth problem was great. I wish I topped it. I got really gassed out. I was so tired after my first attempt.
Saw you reaching the first time you did reach to the
zone, yeah. Then
hole,
I kept struggling to reach the top or the zone again. But
yeah.
on to the next round. Hopefully, I hope.
Wishing you all the best. Hopefully.
Thank you so much.
We're having the next batch of our climbers, Marwan at problem 1, and a quick climb by our second climber for Farzin from Iran, and that's a quick top for him.
And he topped it super easily.
And we're having
We see Antoine with the feet first method.
and the second problem, and Sharbal at problem 4. One of the Iranian climbers went dynamic on the third problem.
Yeah, I saw it. I think that was a better way to do it, kind of like a shouldery move or a cross would be a better choice. That's how I wanted to do it, how I initially read it. Then as I went, I was trying to get a hand jam in, but didn't work for me very well.
I don't think the route setters actually thought
Marwan
about
is kind of struggling on this problem.
No, he had a wrong start actually.
Oh, he had a wrong start.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest, I love seeing Marwan climb. One of those really technical climbers that doesn't makes you feel about how hard the route is.
Yeah.
Makes it look easy most of the time.
Such an amazing climber, very fluid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. No jinxing. No jinxing.
No jinxing.
Yeah, basically.
We see Team Lebanon resting for a bit.
Yeah, and I was talking to one of
And
their
chill.
team members right now, and they're telling me that it is quite cold most of the time in Lebanon. But catching up, or the winds here are actually affecting you if you took a long break.
So like a lot of us were warming up like multiple times just because of how cold it was getting, and none of us were really expecting it to be that cold here in Riyadh. But I think we're trying our best to stay warm in the isolation and also before going out.
Yeah,
Marwan
going with
gets a heal.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and he's using that
Undercling.
downward crimp with his thumbs right now, pushing upwards, and
And
yeah,
he reaches the top.
easy and calm. Yeah, thumbs up. That's a top for him for problem 1.
We have Team Lebanon on the screen right now.
Yeah. So let's say if the route setters were going to make it even harder, as we've seen, the other climbers are literally just flying through these routes, especially the Japanese team and the Hong Kong team. What would the route setter be thinking about?
I think they would really change the first 2 problems a bit. The third one was tricky for me. I don't think we were lacking physically. It was just that it was like all based on how you read it and how you approach the problem. And this is where we do kind of lack in the Arab region, and we are actually working on it, and hopefully we'll get better on that.
Yeah, I mean, exposure to these sort of events definitely helps you, and having these sort of route setters.
Antoine
Yeah,
looking
Antoine.
gassed out, and we have Sherbel trying again,
That
getting
black hole
to that
isn't
sloper.
Isn't a jug the black first?
No, but it is very positive. The one on the right hand, it is kind of okay to hold on to it with 2 hands, but as soon as you move, you kind of have like your left hand on an undercling position, I would like to say.
Mhm.
Then you would go to hold on to a volume. Then that transition from the volume to the second volume is where
Your body just
where I think is the crux of the
tension.
problem.
The first growth, because the 3 red holes are just bumping from one to
Yeah.
another to the third, which is a really demanding. 1 minute to go on the clock.
Sherbel falling off the first move. Pretty powerful problem. Getting gassed out.
Real quickly.
Seems, yeah, very
yeah.
quick after like,
Seeing this
a move.
route, yeah, it really uses your
and
energy.
he catches it with a left heel. He changed his approach to the problem.
And
Oh
just-
no, he dropped it.
It's really hard to hold that position with just a volume.
Yeah, the volume is not really the positive, and it's really textured, so it can like really rip off your like your skin and
I mean, no one at home can see that, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's basically bleeding.
yeah.
But it's
But it's
crazy.
okay. We try hard. This is where what we're here to do.
Yeah, Antoine calling it off, leaving, and keeping his energy for the 4th problem. And here also Sherbel is leaving. And at this moment, our top 3 are Cheng Shi Shoji, 4th place, Yusuke from Japan, 2nd, and we have Manato from Japan, 3rd. I don't want to show you where you are.
I don't want to see where I'm at, to be completely honest.
No, later on you'll know. I mean, when's the last?
When everybody's done, I'll see where I'm at.
Yeah. But really wishing you all the best. Hopefully we see you in the semifinals.
Thank you so much. I hope to be back on stage again. It
Definitely.
was so
It's
much
so
fun.
to see you climb, man.
Thank you so
It's
much.
It's so fun to see you climbing. Now we're having Hiroto representing Japan on problem 1, Nidal problem 2, Abu Ghazala problem 3, and Kachon from Hong Kong on problem 4. Think you've been climbing with Nidal and Abu Ghazala for quite some time.
I've climbed with them for a while now. Completely 2 different styles. Abu Ghazala is like very powerful, really strength-based. He is one of the strongest climbers here physically. Nidal is very controlled. His mental game is very strong as well. Amazing people to climb with, a lot to learn from them as well.
Yeah. And as we see Kachon here doing the 4th problem,
He
hugging that
cuts the
big blue
left
volume.
heel, and he catches that big slap.
Ah, yeah. Ah, shit, and
he
loses his
dropped
grip.
it.
Yep.
Nidal is trying to get a foot up.
Yeah, we're having Hiroto on the first problem, easy top. easy
Nice,
flash,
and Nidal flashes the second problem as
easy
well.
top, easy flash for both of these climbers. Amazing climbing, and just within a minute and a half, amazing climbing by these two. And yeah, I think the climbing atmosphere here throughout the whole event is just amazing. Everyone is just mingling around and talking to each other. Great way of actually
Yeah,
expanding
true.
that connection between all the climbers around the world.
Ketchum gets that high heel again and goes for the slap with the right this time and gets the right foot. Matches the zone.
Way more easier for him to make that transition now.
As soon as you get that left foothold, it should be on the easier side. That last hold is pretty good, but he is kind of
struggling,
powering out
Yeah.
and struggling to get it. Come on, Ketchum.
Gosh.
Oh, and he drops it.
Yeah. Most of the climbers also went with a cross with the left hand towards the west.
Yeah, you could apply a lot of pressure with that right foot and really pull on that crimp to create counterweight, and you would just statically go up and hold the zone.
Yeah.
Sorry, the top.
To the top, and it's not a quite great hold because it's going literally sideways. So you just
Yeah, but
have to pinch it.
I feel like you can pinch it on the top section of the hold, and it would be completely fine with where your feet are positioned.
So right now,
And both of them are resting and
taking
looking
their time. Yeah.
at the
So
problems.
your plans after this event?
Plans after this event: go home and rest up for a bit. I am absolutely tired, but I'm enjoying it to the max, and I will make the most out of this.
I mean, it is the season for some climbing. Is it outdoor climbing
For me,
here?
ooh, and Hazala
Yeah.
drops it again.
He's not reaching right with the hand jab. It's like a bit low for on it.
It's a bit on the lower end, but he's going thumb first. I think he needs to catch it initially and kind of shimmy his way on
Yeah, just his
on the top side of the volume. If you're going for a
for a
hand jam. And Kachun still taking another look at the problem, resting up. It's very powerful. It requires a lot.
Yeah, like going
from you
multiple times
physically.
at it, it really drains you out.
There is 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining.
In case you're just joining us, this is the IFSC Asian Cup Riyadh 2023 Men Boulder Qualification. Earlier today we had the Women Boulder Qualification. A week packed of climbing.
Kachun
Yeah.
looking strong. Gets the zone again.
And
Come on, Kachun.
having almost a knee bar to help him adjust his body. So with his
And he
right hand.
gets it with his right.
Oh, goodness.
That would have been really impressive with that foot swap and coordination.
Yeah,
That is amazing.
climbing by him.
Ghazal is going for his what seems to be his last attempt. There's 20 seconds remaining.
Both of the climbers have
Are
little
going.
time left.
Maybe Ghazal can reach a zone and Kachun can top it.
And
Almost he
going for the
wants him to
dynamic
go
move.
for it dynamically.
Kachun is just fighting for
And
that.
Ghazala calls it for this problem.
5 seconds.
Come on, Kachun. Come on,
Yeah,
come on, come on.
Nah, it's-
1.
Ah,
Oh,
that's
no.
time.
Great
Ah,
effort from Kachun.
really.
Fighting till the very end. We love to see that.
Everyone is fighting towards the end, and they're not giving up. And yep, a couple of more climbers of a round, then we'll be done. This all. Okay, great having you here.
Thank you so much
Wish
for
you all the
having me.
best. Seeing y'all later.
See you later. Thank you.
Bye. Well, our next set of climbers are on the wall. Having Marwan at problem 2. Farzan at problem 3. And Antoine at problem 4. having Farzin from Iran on problem 3 right now. And Antoine on problem 4, representing Lebanon. And in the studio, I'm having Zahir with me right now. Hey Zahir.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good, alhamdulillah.
Thanks
So,
for having me.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Representing the Pakistani team. And we had a couple of your climbers today. How was it going?
It was great, but I wasn't registered in the Boulder and lead. So I just do speed climbing here in this competition. My other teammate was here. He says that the boulder were amazing. He did 2 tops and no zone. So it was really fun to watch.
Yeah, it was great. We just saw Marwan topping the second route. And I think for Farzin managed to top the third problem. Now we're having Antoine on problem number 4. So it's great to have you guys here. This is your first time competing in international competition, is it?
No, not mine. Yes, but the one guy, Saifuddin, who he did 2 tops, it was his first debut.
It was his first time competing in
Yes,
international
international competition.
And so how are the preparation for the team if they qualify for semi-final?
We hope he made it, but there are some couple of some climbers. I think they will be very challenging for him. They will I think will take him out from the competing in semi.
Hopefully not. Wishing him all the best. How is the climbing scene going in Pakistan though?
In Pakistan, we really do most of the lead and bouldering and the rocks. Mostly people do lead climbing in Islamabad because there are a lot of rocks and a lot of routes in Islamabad, like 50 more routes like this. But our federation is working on the lead and boulder. They have made a bouldering wall in the Islamabad, so climbers are go there on weekends and do training there.
I've seen one of your climbers, which is Amani,
Yes,
competing in the
yes.
women division.
Yes,
And she did qualify for semi-finals already.
yes.
Amazing. I wasn't expecting her to climb that good, and she was great, really above expectations, mashallah. She's been
Mashallah.
climbing a lot, and it was great seeing her. And she was also competing in the lead, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, she was competing in the lead as well.
Yeah, amazing to see.
She
that.
even competed in the speed as well,
And
and she got 4th position in the speed.
Oh yeah, true.
Yes,
That's
yes.
right. So Amani is considered one of that all-over discipline climbers that compete in all the disciplines.
Yes, yes.
The joint lead and boulder and,
And
speed.
speed,
Also.
yes.
Amazing to have her and amazing to have you guys here. So you saw these problems. You have problem 1, 2, and 3, and 4. What can you tell me about them? What do you think?
Well, I think the first 2 are like balancing. The third is very technical, very difficult, and the 4th one is completely like strength. It's very strengthy.
Full power.
Yeah, it's near, but it's on the 4th position, so they are already exhausted.
Yeah.
It's really hard to even get the zone.
And it is true as you spoke, as you said, that once you're done with those first 3 boulders, you hit this one, and your energy is just gone.
Yeah, I saw the 3rd one in the women qualification as well, and even in the male qualification as well. It's like get you a lot of pump, and you weren't able to. They didn't let you to climb on the 4th. Yeah,
4th one.
yeah.
They just uses your full
Yeah.
energy. True. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you need to have that amount of level because having them set up this way helps you decide which climbers actually will qualify and which not. Right now, we're having Hiroto from Japan on problem 3, Nidal from Saudi Arabia on problem 3, Hiroto is on problem 2, and Abdurrahman Abu Ghazal on problem 4.
And he topped it. I think
And
it's
he
a
topped
flash.
it.
It's a flash.
That's a flash. That's a flash for problem 2 because problem 2 was straightforward.
Yeah.
Lots of detail in it. I mean, it's a straightforward climb. Now we're having problem 3 and 4 for Nidal and Abu Ghazala, both representing Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Having Nadal on the wall right now. Going for the hand jam. Both looking at the walls, at their problems, figuring out how they're gonna decipher these routes. Cold weather here in Riyadh today. Current temperature at 17 degrees Celsius. Quite cold, but it feels colder with the wind. Two minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for the climbers to dial in these moves and to send these routes. Abu Ghazala and Nidal on the wall right now. Abu Ghazala trying to reach to that big crimp on the big hole. That jib, to be exact, on the big blue hole. Going to that second jib, losing it, and dry fire. Just not having the enough reach. Nidal and Abu Ghazala. One more minute to go. Nadal going for that foot jam. Double foot jam. Deciding to change it. An awkward position. Is he gonna reach with his right hand and grab that volume? Quite a hard position to come out from. Abu Ghazala with an E-bar. Going to that red volume. And just losing it and falling. Nidal calling it a try. Keeping his energy for the last problem. And Abu Ghazala going full in, but hitting that hold while on the way up. That's time for Abu Ghazala. Our next set of climbers, we're having Marwan at problem 3, Farzan at problem 4. Both of these climbers are gonna go and try these problems right now. Taking their time looking at these problems. Farzan just going to that red volume, then to the jibs on the blue volume, reaching that blue zone halt. Gonna pull on that red side crimp. cross with the left. And then cross with his left to the last hole. And he does. And that's a match for Farzan. Atop. Seeing Marwan here. With the, it looks like a toe jam and a knee drop at the same time. Farzan finishing his fourth problem with the top. And Marwan at the third problem currently. Jamming that hand in the crack. Adding, just taking a full slip on that corner of the volume. Look at his hands. Looks like it took a big amount of skin out of his hand. Welcoming to the studio our best friend and godfather of climbing in Saudi, Aziz Basri. Hey Aziz.
Hello, hello, sahlan. How are you?
All good? How's everything with you?
All good, alhamdulillah.
Good to have you here finally.
Good to see you, good to see everyone.
Great to see you here. So, straightforward to the point. What do you think about this route, Mr. Marwan?
It's very tricky. It's like technical power. Like it looks like it's a crack climb, but it's more of like compression climbing. So you could read it wrong in many ways. So it's a really tricky one. Some people have done it really nice and have done a good job on it, but it seems like a struggle for most of the guys who joined recently. It's probably like a new style of climbing they're not used to. Maybe they didn't build the enough experience of climbing such routes, so you see a bit of a struggling, but hopefully they can do a better job on it.
Yeah, like I've seen one of the Iranian team climbers. He went with a dynamic move.
Yes, it's possible, but you make it a lot harder. I mean, if you go with the compression, it's a little bit easier, I believe. But if you're strong, then yes, you can just go dynamic.
You can just go there, find a way to go there, and that's it. I mean, Marwan is going with the hand jam method. He tried to go with the foot jam in the crack, but that didn't work with him.
Yeah, Nidal also was trying the foot jam. I don't think it's the right way because it's pushing you in the against position, in the against direction.
Yeah.
You want to be on the left side first until you shift your weight to the right and then compress left foot on the black one, the big black one, with the left hand on the crack, pushing the opposite direction.
Yeah, the opposite direction. So it's almost
That's
like
the beta we saw with most of the climbers who topped it. But yeah, as you mentioned, some people went just dynamic and it went okay for them.
And how about what do you think about the last problem?
I believe it's more power. Inshallah, some climbers did it in a really like smooth way. They make it look easy, but you've seen some people struggling on it. Even on the first move, it seems like a struggle for most of the climbers.
It's like a big hug for the
You start with tension, and you have to maintain the tension all over, all over the boulder.
It's quite hard while hugging a big hold on an overhang wall.
Yep.
It's quite hard. Seeing Marwan here, trying to figure out how he's gonna approach this problem. And I was discussing with the other team members from the other countries. One of the teams that we're not expecting actually to achieve a lot, but surprised us all, I think the Iranian team.
Probably for us in Saudi Arabia, we don't know a lot about the Iranian climbing scene, but apparently there's a big climbing scene in Iran, a lot of high performers, good performers. I mean, we've seen the lead wall yesterday, both on the men and the female categories. They were all doing good. They both reached the finals. Indian team as well did a really good job reaching the finals yesterday. Even today we've seen, I mean, the Indian team is not competing in the women category in the bouldering, but in men category, Bharath is doing a good job. We've seen him top 3 of these. So yeah, it's a big scene in India and in Iran that we didn't know about in Saudi Arabia. Maybe because climbing in Saudi Arabia is new. I mean, the federation started in 2018. and they've been developing outdoor crags, helping the local climbers, establishing the national team, getting them into training camps. So it's considerably new in Saudi. Hosting such an event at this age of our federation and our climbing is a big achievement.
What to tell you about Hiroto here? Look at his climb. He just went full static,
Yes,
no
I mean,
force at all.
mashallah, Japan team is. I mean, everyone is learning something new from the Japanese team.
Yeah.
They are on a new level or like different level, and they're doing a good job, going like with power, technique,
First
everything.
ever person matching that hole and going with his
Yes.
left. Everyone else went
Also
just triple
matching the toe jams.
double toe jams. How amazing! And we can see Nidal on the right hand side struggling with that big blue volume.
He needs to get the zone. He needs to get the zone.
One
He
more
got two
roll,
tops. Up.
and that's a
Nah,
top for Hiroto.
that's a good top. That's a clean top.
That's a whole different beta that I haven't seen the whole day. Nidal actually reaching in a good position for that zone hole, just falling short a bit. I just had Nasser here speaking with me. He's telling me like the last problem just drains you out of your energy.
True.
A couple of tries and you're out of energy. You
You've
can't do
already
it.
tried 3 boulders before that, and if you've done them with more than one try, then you reach the last boulder like kind of out of energy, and it will exhaust you really quick if you spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah, and it does, and especially this type of board because you're starting on the roof with an E-bar, then going to a big slopers and big volumes where you actually have to be keeping tension. So
Yep.
it does drains you out real quickly in the first 2 moves. Zuhair was climbing.
Zuhair was climbing.
Yeah, and he actually had a knee, managed to put an E-bar in like giving to his height.
Yeah, Zuhair is one of the strong short climbers, but
Yeah.
I was expecting him honestly to do a lot better because I know Zuhair is a lot stronger, but today he wasn't in his best shape. Nice Nidal. He's using the bolt hole.
Smart. I mean, if it's there, he can use it.
He wants to guarantee the zone, but I don't know if that counts, but we'll see.
Yeah, he barely reaches and misses. Minute and 50 seconds to go. Enough time, I think, for Nidal to send this route.
Hopefully.
Yep. Taking his time. Another thing is taking a long break would actually cause the climber to cool down a bit.
It is cold outside. It's like
And windy.
what 18 degrees right
Yeah.
now, and it's expected to go down to like 10 or 9 this evening. So I don't know. When the women are doing the semi-final tonight, it will be a lot colder than now. So you're right. Well, once they take a long break, they probably need to warm up again.
Yeah, I mean, they are still waiting, so it's quite challenging for them to warm up again, especially once
The ball
they're...
is going again. Let's see what he can do with this one.
Yeah. Ale is
On the camera, you can see the 2 jibs on the big sloper, on the blue one. But from the where the crowd is located, it's hard to see the one on the left. Nice.
Yeah, different approach this time. Gonna go with his right or left? He's gonna go with his. Looks like he's gonna go with his right. Yeah, holds that
Okay, and
in
that's
that
a zone.
friction.
That's
Yeah.
a zone for Nidal.
Big drop knee, but pops off his left hand from that jib. Okay, calls it off. 22 seconds on the clock.
He's the last one on this group, and I think we still have Marwan on the next group
for the
doing
last
problem number 4.
And I think Marwan is one of those technical climbers rather than these
Yeah,
competition
we
style climbers.
all know Marwan for lead climbing and mainly outdoor. He's like a lead climber outdoor and a bouldering climber outdoor. But when you do comp style, it's a little bit different, and it's a bit different than outdoor. And most of these climbers are used to outdoors. Indoor is not a big thing in the area yet, but soon it will be. There will be. We're expecting to have a big scene of indoor climbing in the area in the Middle East.
Well, if you're just joining, welcome to the IFSC Asian Cup. this is the men Boulder Qualification. Earlier today we had the women Boulder Qualification. And later on today we'll be having our women semifinals. And tomorrow we'll be having our men semifinals and finals and women's finals.
Yes.
It's gonna be quite a packed day tomorrow. After today.
Yep. 3 sessions today, 3 sessions tomorrow. So
Yep.
yeah,
Long
it's a
days,
long
but-
day.
Yeah, it's
But
gonna
everyone
be-
is enjoying it, so it's worth it. It's good.
Yeah. See everyone.
See, Marwan has a good start.
Yeah. He's gonna hit for that jib on the right.
Nice.
Slapping
Okay.
that jib.
You can see the struggle, but he's doing a good job so far.
Looking if he literally he's checking if there's any jibs on the volume on the big sloper. Goes with
Okay.
the left slap, big slap. I mean, you guys can't hear the slap voice, but you can tell from the check that literally he's slapping those big slopers. It looks like if he went with his right hand, would have better.
Probably, but if he's pushing with the left foot on the red hold, he's probably generating force going to the right. So maybe holding it with the left will help him break that force, or go against that force to hold himself on the little sloper.
We'll be having our last climber after Marwan for the men Boulder Qualification. Hiroto from Japan. 3 minutes on the clock for Marwan. Taking his time. In these sort of problems, I think taking the time is not for reading the route anymore, it's just for resting.
Yes, I mean, you've read the routes before. You had one go on it. You already know how the holds feels like, what's the body positioning you're getting into. So you could do like adjustments because now you know what you're dealing with, rather than just reading. So you might read again just to adjust. But yeah, it's mainly to rest and get ready for the second go.
Yeah, having a heel on that red sloper and just slipping short. Yeah, you can tell that he's worn out. Is he gonna go for another try? Yeah. Clearing some chalk. I've only come with him a couple of times in comps only. Haven't met him actually outdoor. I think you did climb with him outdoor before.
No, I went to Jordan for the Jordan competition, and then afterwards we went with some of the climbers to the valleys in Jordan, and we tried some bouldering, outdoor bouldering. Unfortunately, Marwan wasn't there, so we didn't climb with him. But it was a good session with the local climbers in Jordan. Oh, today we did something similar. I took some of the climbers in the audience for a bouldering session in Hanifa.
Nice.
Since the Olympic complex where we are located right now is on top of Hanifa Valley,
Literally
I
on
took
top
them
of it.
down into the valley, and the valley has some nice boulders. Nothing too big, but it's like really nice boulders. And the good thing is you just drive to the boulders and just climb right away.
Yeah,
So
you don't even have to.
you don't
to
hike for a
anything.
long distance to get to the boulders. It's like right next to the street.
You just parking boulder directly. Yeah.
Park and boulder, exactly.
Yeah. And then also we do have the crack here in Diriyah and Riyadh. I think lots of the people want to go and try it, but time is quite tight.
True. Yeah, recently we had a lot of development around Riyadh. Bouldering north of Riyadh at Rawda, that's like sand rock, and west of Riyadh we have an area with like some granite rock. It's all good for bouldering, and it's all like similar style. You just drive to the boulder and climb. No, not a lot of hiking. You just walk for like short distance, but mainly it's you just drive up to the boulder and climb. In Diriyah, we and some of the local climbers worked on developing some routes close to the city, and it's becoming like a nice destination for every climber who's coming to Riyadh. They all go and either climb at Diriyah or go out for bouldering around Riyadh city.
Yeah, and one of the best cracks in Saudi is 2 hours drive from Riyadh. which
2
is in
hours drive south, which is yes in Al Harig area. It's been developed by the federation back in 2019, and it has like 40 plus routes. It's a nice type of rock, or it's like a mix of lime and sand, but it's really nice rock, nice texture. Nothing like big and overhangs, but it's a lot of like technical face climbing, and everyone is enjoying it. Everyone who's going to Harig is having a nice experience there.
Right now, we're having Hiroto representing Japan as our last men boulder qualification climber on his last boulder. Reminding you that later on we'll be having our women's semifinals. Currently, Hiroto is sitting at, it's quite a long list. We gotta go and find him at 13th, at the 13th position. So, topping this would put him at the top.
Look at the way he climbs, like he's barely struggling.
Yeah.
Like the Japanese team is
Full
really
body
strong.
movement, full body movement, full commitment, and less than a minute.
That's a top.
Less than a minute.
That's a top. I told you, Japan team is teaching everyone new ways and new skills and new tricks in climbing in this
literally
competition.
tells them on which level someone can reach. Actually,
Yep.
that's why it's so great. And yeah, literally less than a minute. Amazing climbing by Hiroto. That concludes our men boulder qualification, and later on we'll be seeing you for the semifinals for the female qualification. Aziz, it was great having you here.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
You too. We'll be taking a quick
Take
break.
care.
Yeah, thank you. We'll be taking a quick break. Seeing you later on for the women qualification. Till then, take care and ciao.